Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Season Keepers, the show where the only two people we recommend keeping for the season is us. My name's Matt, aka Clean Sheet Wipeout,
My name's James, aka SK James FPL.
and for those listening on the audio and wondering why I'm giggling, it's because right at that very moment, James's cat jumped up to say hello. So, hello.
Hello, indeed.
How you doing, mate?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
A little bit deflated FPL wise because it's my first red arrow in like 7 weeks, and I'm
Devastated. It's come to an
annoyed.
end. That's all right. I'm
It
sure.
has, yeah.
I'm sure we'll come to talk about it. I got a slight red hour as well, which is a little bit surprising, but I think it was quite a high average this week, given the fixtures,
Definitely.
which I genuinely felt like players weren't returning, particularly defensively. To see that average was a bit of a surprise, but Ronaldo might have had something to say about that. I'm knackered. I've been, at work since about 7 this morning. We're recording on Friday night. The turnaround is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, we finished the game week yesterday, and we start a brand new game week tomorrow. But we thought for you guys, we're going to record a pod this evening and get it out. And, if any of you managed to listen to it, then thank you very much. We might as well just jump straight in then, James. So first things first, it was Newcastle 1, Norwich 1.
Yeah, 2 goals from a couple of strikers that I've considered in the past few weeks. Callum Wilson and Timu Puki. Um, I guess Norwich maybe would feel like they could have perhaps done better considering Clark obviously got sent off.
Yeah, the 9th minute, like
Crazy,
I mean,
crazy decision to just scythe down Pookie. I don't know what he was thinking. You'd
nah,
much rather have 11 men for the whole game, even if he goes on to score.
exactly, and yeah, he's effectively done his team a complete disservice. Yeah, he prevented a goal at that point, but he made it incredibly difficult for his 10 teammates, like you say, and yeah, they've come away with a 1-1, which I think if you're a Newcastle fan, you definitely take that, and as a Norwich fan, you're disappointed, but it's another 2 points drop for Newcastle. Really, they got to start winning games, and obviously when Callum Wilson scored the pen, albeit Tim Krul put it onto the bar and then obviously comes back off the underside of the bar and in. It's a bit unfortunate. You think, oh, here we go, they're doing well, and then Pookie steps up. So I think it's going to be tough for Newcastle. They're what,
Definitely.
six points adrift at the moment, and
Yeah, and
this
the
week,
fixtures are tough.
yeah, this weekend's game, which we'll come on to in a bit, is it's a massive 6-pointer. If they lose that to Burnley, like they're in trouble come January, surely.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they've got Leicester, Liverpool, City, and United after that, so they could be rooted to the bottom of the table come sort of Christmas time if they don't get anything against Burnley.
Yeah, it's a crazy December for Newcastle, and
Big time.
you definitely worry for Newcastle fans, that's for sure. All right, then let's move on to the other game that was on Tuesday night, and it was a return for I think both of us for a certain midfielder who is third choice penalty taker for Leeds, but stepped up in this one. It was Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Yeah, very glad to see him put this one away.
I wasn't this
Was very
format of the game.
Yeah, was very disappointed with sort of, I don't know, Rafinha and Gallagher throughout the game. Rafinha played a few good like crosses and stuff, but other than that, neither of them really looked like they were going to score.
Nah.
Which was a bit of a concern. Gallagher still has United next, but then the run gets a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I think because I've got built up a little bit of value in him, I might just keep him. Whereas maybe people that have recently hopped on, not really benefited anything, may just
Pop
hop
back
straight off again.
Yeah, and there are definitely alternatives at Gallagher's price point as well, aren't there?
There are, and I mean, Leeds did play very well. Palace in the second half did look fairly dangerous after I think they brought Benteke on.
Yeah, it was
Um,
Edward started the game, didn't he?
yeah, he didn't really do anything, and then they looked a little bit sharper when Benteke come on and Zaha went out to the wing. Um, but yeah, it's just a bit of a frustrating game, really, as a owner of those players. Other than obviously the last
Well,
few
yeah,
minutes.
the 93rd minute in which he
Imagine if he missed.
yeah, I know, and obviously it was given for a handball. I think I've seen the replays. I didn't watch this game live because I didn't watch
Uh,
either of these live because it was a live showing of A Question of Sport. But I come out to see that 93rd minute pen, seen the replays, and for me it's definitely a penalty.
yeah, definite pen. Guay's just handled that, and it's a horrible thing to do right at the end of the game.
Yeah, silly boy, cost himself a clean sheet.
Good 3 points for Leeds.
Much needed 3 points for Leeds as well.
Yeah.
And obviously with Leeds, we've had the news that both Bamford and Ayling are back fit. Whether they start this weekend against Brentford, different story. And then Leeds' fixtures are horrendous up until the end of the year. Like it's what Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and then Villa, which isn't a tough game. Come the new year, it turns again. But you have to be winning this game against Brentford, and I think it'll be a lot tougher, albeit it is at home. I still think it'll be a very tricky game.
Yeah, no, it will be. And then obviously a very tough run. So like, kind of thinking about obviously getting rid of Rafinha.
Yeah. Agreed.
However, at his price, there's not many people delivering what he's delivering at that price.
No, it's a tough one with Rafinha, isn't it? Because there aren't a whole host of midfielders that I want to jump straight onto. If you've got a bit of money in the bank, say, and 0.8 million is quite a lot, then someone like Bernardo Silva could be a good shout. If you haven't already got him, a downgrade to maybe Smith Rowe might be a good option. But I think you've got Smith Rowe already, don't you?
No, that's
you've got it in Sky. Okay, see, I get confused between the two formats. So someone like Smith Rowe is a downgrade. You saved yourself 0.6, and arguably, Arsenal's fixtures are quite lively. Probably, all the way through till February. So they've got City and West Ham in there, but the rest actually look winnable. So maybe Smith Rowe could be quite high on the agenda. Right, let's move on to a game in which I was in attendance in. Man, it was fucking freezing. It was Southampton 2, Leicester 2.
Yeah, a cold one for you, but quite an entertaining game. To be honest, was quite surprised to see the two defenders scoring, Bednarak and Evans.
So were we.
Yeah, bit of a frustrating goal for Evans. Obviously, McCarthy just palms it straight out to him rather than obviously away.
Yeah.
Which is very frustrating. Obviously, McCarthy did make a few good saves near the end of the game. But
Vardy should have scored.
Barnes
was a very good save in
errors.
fairness. But he was also at fault for the Maddison goal. He got beat at his near post again, and that's a frustrating watch. I think I was a bit annoyed. I went to this game with my mate Chris, like we both know him, and we went in there going, right, we'll take a draw against Leicester because Leicester are a tough team, and we seen the lineup, and they went big. Like obviously they were playing Vardy again, which was a bit of a surprise. They had Maddison, obviously he's on form at the moment. I think he's got himself another goal. That's 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 2 games. You can't really complain. And obviously we mentioned him in the last podcast only a few days ago. If he can keep returning, and he did so. But we should have been 3-1 up right on this turn of half time. Obviously we come out for the second half, and I think it was about a minute and a half in. There's a cross to the back post, and both Teller and Adams are going for it, and Teller gets there first and heads it well over the bar. Had Adams been in that position, I think he would have put it in.
Yeah, agreed. I think actually Teller played quite well in this game. Was quite lively going forward. Redmond actually had quite a good game.
Redmond played well. We were surprised to see Teller come off, to be honest, but it might be a point in which he hasn't had much game time. We've got another game obviously this weekend against Brighton, and I think he might get another start. I wouldn't be surprised to see us make at least 3 or 4 changes though, and I don't want to worry people, but I wouldn't be surprised if Livramento is one of them.
Yeah, he did look a bit tired.
Yeah, he's played every game
during this game. Yeah, he's been playing a lot. Obviously, he is young, so he may still play, but yeah, he's a bit knackered, and it's obviously a tough schedule ahead.
Yeah, and I guess the debate there would be Kyle Walker-Peters would probably go to that side, and then Perrault would then come back in at left back. So we've got cover, which is good. But yeah, at the moment I'm playing Livramento, but I wouldn't be surprised if I need my bench.
Yeah, same for me.
All right, let's jump on to a game in which Chelsea needed a bit of a late winner here. It was Watford 1, Chelsea 2.
Yeah, I expected this to be more comfortable for Chelsea, but it wasn't that. The team did get sort of shook up a little bit with the introduction of
Yeah,
Soul, whatever you want to call
yeah,
him. Obviously a goal for Mason Mount again, so maybe he'll start returning, but those minutes are just so sort of few and far between and unpredictable.
yeah. It's
It's
frustrating.
hard to say.
When he does start, he tends to have a really good game, doesn't he? And obviously, he started that Norwich game back in game week 9, got himself 3 goals and an assist. We were in the pub, obviously, watching it before the Saints game. And then he got 5 minutes across the next 4 games. And then comes in, starts again, not 5 minutes, 5 points across the next 4 games. I'm looking at the wrong table. But still reduced. He obviously got 5 minutes at Burnley, nothing against Newcastle, only 60 minutes Leicester, and 12 against United. It's not a lot. And then he comes in, starts, plays 90 minutes, gets himself a 12-pointer. It must be frustrating for him, and I know he's clearly being managed, but if I was Mount, I'd be like, well, look, I'm proving a point here. Yeah, we've got 7, 8 people for the 3 forward spots, but surely Mount should be on that team sheet.
Yeah, definitely. There's worse players that have been playing in that Chelsea team, and there's only one game where he started where he hasn't returned, and that was against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Every other game he's played 90 minutes, he's returned.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very interesting stat. And on the other side, how many people out there do you think have benched Dennis for his 33 points in the last 3 games against Man United, Leicester, and Chelsea?
I imagine there'll be quite a few out there, which will be very painful.
Yeah, he's 16.8% owned. I was very surprised. And yeah, guarantee he's just bench fodder for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that's gone up quite a bit this last game week. Certain people, maybe including myself, have brought him in.
Of course you have.
Yeah, I've chucked him in. I was tempted to bring in King just so I could say I've took out Huang for King, Huang King. But no, I've took out Huang for Dennis.
Okay, it's not quite the same ring, mate. We can't name the podcast Wang to King. Like,
I know, I've ruined it.
Yeah, you have. You've done it. But
cat's me out away.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's fine. He's obviously got City at home this weekend. Just looking at the fact that the fixtures he's been returning in, surely he bags a brace against Man City.
Yeah, probably. I'm playing it.
I was going to say the question is, are you actually playing him?
Yeah, he's starting. He's nailed.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, he can't do worse than Harry Kane.
Fuck off. We'll come to that later. Anyway, right, let's move on before you get a boner about Dennis. It was West Ham 1, Brighton 1.
Yeah, goal for Souček, so still no goals for Antonio and a yellow card to top it off for those owners.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I sold him because
Likewise.
I did think about keeping him for this game because obviously you've got City, ride City, and then you've got this quite a decent fixture. But yeah, he's not done anything again, and I'd be losing my patience if I owned him.
Yeah, I lost my patience a while ago. Obviously got rid of him, but I am thinking of bringing him back. Potentially from game week 16 onwards. We'll come to it in a bit, but I think I might roll a transfer and have 2 frees next week. Mainly because I'd like to reassess, and then I can afford Jimenez to Antonio, but I don't want to do it this week just in case. So I might bench Jimenez, and it sounds terrible, but he'll probably come on for Livramento, like I've spoken about. I want to see Antonio get through the Chelsea game, and then Burnley, Arsenal, Norwich, Saints, Watford, Palace, Leeds. It's a very good run. So I'd quite like to go back to Antonio. I won't double up. I did that at the beginning of the season with obviously Antonio and Benrahma. Paid off for a little bit, and then Benrahma, much like Antonio, has done nothing. So I'm going to reassess there. And then on the other side, Mope finally got himself a goal.
Yeah, he did. It's been a while for him. In fairness to him, he's not had that many minutes
Nah,
since he last scored,
yeah, game
but
week 6 was his last goal, wasn't it?
yeah, obviously started the season pretty strongly. Obviously he's a very hot-headed
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
so I don't know. I imagine it'd be a bit of a nightmare to manage.
Yeah, and particularly given he got booked in this game, which takes him up to 4 yellow cards. If he gets another one, then he's
Mm,
obviously suspended for a match, which surprised me. Yeah, given the amount of reduced minutes he's had in the last or half the season so far, to be on that cusp already, yeah, pretty much shows that he is a bit of a hothead. But if he gets a bit of confidence behind him, he can be clinical. And we kind of berated him in the last game week about the chances that he missed against Leeds and really cost them the win there. But yeah, he managed to bag himself a goal here and pick up a point for Brighton. So he did his team very well there, and it was a late goal too. It was a lovely cross by Lamptey.
yeah, yeah, fair play to him. He did well, but I think they've got some tough games coming up.
Yeah, they do. Starting with Southampton at the weekend.
Exactly.
Right then, I don't think we need to say a lot about the next game, but we'll
Oh,
cover it anyway. Frustrating one for both of us. It was Wolves 0, Burnley 0.
yeah, Huang for these two fixtures against Norwich and Burnley has just done nothing. So he's just
Yeah,
come out of my team as quickly as he went into it.
yeah. Same
Um,
here with Jimenez. It's been frustrating.
yeah, I've just my waste of time was a bit cheaper than yours.
Yeah, just the tad. But
um,
defensively, they continue
very
to pick up
solid.
clean sheets. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
obviously three clean sheets in the last 3 games: West Ham, Norwich, and Burnley. You'd probably expect that for at least 2 of those, but that West Ham clean sheet was tidy. And I think Sarr has kind of proven himself a little bit recently. There was some questions kind of after a few weeks of is he up to it and whatnot, but he's only 3% owned in this game, and I know that the ownership in Sky is completely different. We'll come on to that in the other podcast, but I was quite surprised to see he's only 3% owned, given he's now picked up 64 points this season.
yeah. Very good player. Obviously, a lot of people are on Ramsdale and Sanchez,
Yeah,
and I guess there's no real reason to sort of move off of those. I
no,
mean, Ramsdale's been making so many saves,
yeah,
and Sanchez has been ticking along. So I guess that's why he's so lowly owned.
yeah,
But I imagine that will sort of increase a little bit in the coming weeks based on
agreed,
his performances.
agreed. Yeah, and like you said, that the Wolves fixtures are now horrendous till mid-January. It's Liverpool,
Mm,
City, Brighton, Chelsea, Watford, fair enough, but then Arsenal and Man United, all the way through to that 15th of January. I think if you're on them defensively, you probably want to kind of come off. And like me and you, going forward wise, I'm not taking the risk and burning the transfer this week for it, but I'm going to bench him. But yeah, if you're on them offensively, it's probably time to reassess and find somewhere else to go.
definitely.
Right then, moving on to a game in which there was a few changes for Man City. And we'll come on to that in a sec. But it was Aston Villa 1, Man City 2.
Yep, another goal for Bernardo Silva, the man
Mm,
who is very much on
absolutely
form.
stunning finish as well.
Yeah, very good finish, and his fifth of the season. And the main thing, like with him, is he's played like every game,
Yeah,
pretty much every game, apart from the first game of the season. And that for Bernardo Silva is sort of not normally the case. Previous seasons gone by, he's sort of been rotated quite a bit,
yep.
but Pep seems to really trust him and really like him this season.
Which really surprises me because all the rumours during the summer was they were looking to ship out Bernardo Silva to raise some funds, and suddenly he's become almost essential to this Man City team at the moment. And 5 goals, 2 assists so far. Like you said, he's played over 1,000 minutes this season, which I think the season's gone by. He's almost half the amount of minutes he got in the entirety of last season, and we're only a third of the way through.
Yeah, that says it all. And he's nearly scored. I mean, the most he scored is 7 goals. He's already on 5, so he could easily break his most goals scored in the league for City
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, exactly, and that was a
Um,
few seasons ago as well.
yeah, I think he's a player that many people will be looking to bring into their teams.
Agreed. Yeah, if I've got the funds, I'd be looking to someone like Bernardo Silva. but it all depends on the moves that I make. But 16% owned, it's higher than I thought it would be, but it's 7.4 million. He's a bit of a bargain at the moment. But like we mentioned, obviously there was a few changes for City. It was expected that, say, John Stones would come in for Laporte, but he didn't turn up. Gundogan wasn't there. Walker wasn't there. But they still come away with the win. And I think Pep said in his press conference that the only person that's not available for the weekend is Ferran Torres. So we could even see Phil Foden and KDB back for the weekend. And if that's the case, I worry for Watford because it's 8-0 all over again, and that was obviously last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, could be another case of that. Obviously, Grealish came on at the end of the game. Got booed, but also got applauded by quite a lot of Villa fans too.
Yeah. I kind of felt sorry for him because, I mean, it's 100 million. Villa, excuse me, aren't going to turn that down, and they've managed to buy 3 very good players for it, albeit they're not quite clicking just yet, but they'll come good. And Gerrard's doing well, but without that, where would Villa be this season? Yeah, they'd have Grealish, but that would be it. They wouldn't have had the money to spend.
Yeah, very true. I think it's just they sort of very much bought into him loving the club, being a hometown boy, that kind
Yeah,
of thing. So they were sad to see him go, but it's not like he went to Everton. He's gone to a top team.
exactly. Yeah, you should have heard the
Sorry, Everton fans.
Sorry, quickly going back to the Saints game, you should have heard the abuse that Vestergaard got. He was warming up in
Oh,
front of us.
really?
It was hilarious. There was a group of lads that were
Right.
clearly quite drunk, and yeah, they were just giving him torrents of abuse as he was warming up. I was, oh god, here we go.
Oh dear. I got nothing against Vestergaard.
Nah, neither do I. He's on the bench anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Merseyside derby, and it was a result we pretty much expected, albeit probably didn't expect Everton to score. It was Everton 1, Liverpool 4.
Yeah, very comfortable for Liverpool. We keep saying this each week, but yeah, very comfortable. Henderson played very well, took his goal very
He
well.
did, yeah.
Effortless finish, just slotted it in like it was just easy. Him and Robertson sort of stood out for me. Robertson, since he's come back, has been very impressive.
He
It's
has,
like the
yeah.
Robbo from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
He's getting the returns. So someone that like I say you don't own a Trent, you could maybe go for Robbo instead.
Oh, it's a
He's
million
obviously
saving at the moment.
yeah, a million cheaper now with Trent being 8 million. And he's obviously got 2 assists in this game and one assist against us.
Yeah.
So very, very good player to have.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't quite got the budget, I wouldn't be against going Robbo at all. And need we talk about him? The Egyptian magician Mo Salah. That's 13 goals, 9 assists in 14 games this season. He's already on 146 points. His highest points total is 303 from 2017-2018. And that season he scored 32 goals and got 12 assists. I wouldn't be surprised to see him break that. He might not get the goals tally, but I think he'll break the points tally.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Some people did go against him this week with the captaincy,
Yeah, brave.
which I can sort of understand away at Everton, but
Everton's form has
he's
been
just
terrible.
yeah, there's that, and obviously yeah, he's just performing so well. It's I don't know what it would take for me to go off of him. I don't know, like maybe Salah playing City and
AFCON.
Ronaldo playing Watford. Oh, I don't know. Actually, no, he did nothing against Watford, but he got an assist.
The African Cup of Nations is obviously
Oh
going to
yeah,
be
true.
the point in which we probably look to come off of, and I think I'm pretty sure they were saying that he'd only probably missed 2 games, which is likely to be Leicester and Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, if that's the case, I'd be tempted to bench him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what I read, because obviously you've got the gap then through to the 15th of Jan. Might even be Chelsea and Brentford that he misses. He might play the Leicester game. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I read that it might only be 2 games. So we'll have to see. Yeah, and if that's the case, like buying and selling price for Salah at the moment is madness, isn't it? He currently costs 13 million to get. It's yeah, I don't even think it's worth it, because for me to sell Salah, I think it's 12.7. So actually, that's better than I thought. I'd lose 0.3. I thought it could easily be 0.5 by now, but I still
And I thought that's same for me.
yeah, exactly. But I just don't think you can go against them in this weekend, even though they're away to Wolves. I'm too scared to take the armband off of him, so I think he's going to be my captain again this weekend.
Yeah, probably for me as well.
We're just all wimps. All right, let's jump on to the Thursday games, and one game disappointed me, and then one game pissed me off a little bit more. I'll let you know which, but the one that really disappointed me was Spurs 2, Brentford 0.
Yeah, a game where Son scored and he could have had an assist as well.
Yep.
However, it was just be the own goal with the assist not given, which I think was kind of fair enough because you can't say Son was trying to hit a Brentford player.
Yeah,
so,
wasn't it? Was it Jansen's kind of header, then came off of Canos, and then obviously flew in.
So not a great start for Brentford. But then Son went on to score again. He had quite a few chances throughout the game, but Harry Kane didn't look really great at all. As we're saying again,
it's coming, James. It's coming. I keep honestly
each week.
Yeah, the reason that I think I'm rolling this week is because I have to play him against Norwich at home. If that's the whole reason I've had Harry Kane. After that, I think I'm shipping him out for the man that we'll come on to talk about in the next game for at least the next 3 games. But United's fixtures look incredible, and honestly, I couldn't give a shit if Harry Kane then goes on to score in like Palace, Saints, or Watford, because I've had enough of him. It's burning a massive hole in my squad. My patience is run dry. He seems to perform on the international stage, and then when it comes to league football, he just doesn't give a fuck.
That's because he's playing Albania internationally.
exactly, and he's playing as a fucking centre mid in this game. It's just bonkers. I'm really. There were times where he was quite clearly, the front man, and he was looking to get into space. And sometimes, Spurs didn't pick him out. And to be fair, he did have an opportunity at the beginning of the second game, which I think Kane should have scored. And it was a similar situation against Leeds the week before, where he should have scored, and obviously Meslier made the save. So I think I've been unlucky, but it's just annoying because the patience is run dry. He's got one last hurrah. Even if he scores a hat trick, he's gone in game week 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to say, if he scores, do you keep him?
No, I'm that firm in my decision.
That's a shame.
Kane's
I was hoping you'd keep him.
No, not at all. And
doing great.
Yeah. If he gets me a hat trick, I'll be happy. But no, I can't justify, even in Conte's new system and whatnot, keeping Kane when he looks very reluctant to score at the best of times.
Fair enough. I think that's enough on that game.
I think it is, yeah. Otherwise, I'll vent a bit longer. But obviously, the man that I'm going to be moving to in game week 16 got a double in this game. It was Man United 3, Arsenal 2.
Yes, it was. And I'm quite annoyed to hear that you're going to Ronaldo. Obviously, I'm on Ronaldo.
Yes,
and
you are.
This return was very much welcome. 2 goals, obviously one of them being the pen. So hopefully that's going to be a thing now where Cristiano's on pens.
On that, there was an interesting statement from Bruno Fernandes saying that it doesn't really matter. Like, he missed the last one, which is why Ronaldo's taken this one, but it doesn't matter which one of them takes the penalties. Now, that makes me wonder, is it a case of, say, like Leeds, for instance, if you miss one, it goes to the next man, and then Ronaldo's effectively got pens until he misses, and then if he misses, it goes back to Bruno.
Maybe. Hopefully he'll just never miss.
Scoring. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he took the pen well straight down the middle, didn't he?
Yeah, nice and hard. Good pen. Obviously, there's a strange goal in this game where De Gea was injured, and then Smith Rowe had a strike, and obviously it went in because De Gea was rolling around on the floor because he got his toe trodden on, but it was by a fellow United player.
Exactly,
so,
it's Fred.
Kind of fair game, really. I think that goal, I don't think that would have hurt realistically as much as he made out. He was full on rolling around.
No, yeah. He kind of tried to buy it, and honestly, had the referee seen that he was down, I genuinely think he would have blown up. Because he looked like gutted to give the goal, but
Yeah.
by the letter of the law, you have to, because
Mm.
he hasn't blown. There's no like issue with the tackle because it's come from a Man United player. And Smith Rowe's taken the shot and he scored. So yeah, some people might say it's not in the spirit of the game and blah blah blah, but I don't even think Smith Rowe seen that De Gea was down. Like from the angle that he was coming from, the box was full. So he's taken a pot shot and he scored.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think it's just on the referee. I think he was bringing the whistle to his lips,
Yeah,
got distracted by the shot, then obviously it all unfolded very quickly. But yeah, I agree with the goal being given. To be honest,
yeah,
it's just a
agreed.
one of those things.
Yeah, and obviously it was a game. We had 5 goals in this game, but could have been a lot more. It was De Gea made 5 saves. Ramsdale made 7. It was actually a very exciting game to watch, and obviously with them being on Prime, I started watching the Spurs game on the TV. When that went at halftime, I thought, I'll switch over to the United game, and I had been, watching the Spurs, and I thought, nah, I'm going to keep the United game on TV, and then I just watched Tottenham on my phone because it was end to end at times, and United looked impressive. And albeit Rangnick was in the stands, wasn't he? It was Carrick's
He
final game
was.
in charge, but I expect Rangnick's probably had a say in that team, and I think his press conference was interesting. He obviously spoke about Ronaldo, his age, and saying that it doesn't really matter. He's proven, yesterday that how world class he is. He did go off, and there is talk about a knock, an injury, and whatnot. But for me, the sprint that he made after not looking like, even the commentators were saying that Ronaldo's injured. He's not even making a run for Bruno. 30 seconds later, he's sprinting from one end to the other, like literally from the Arsenal's box all the way through. And
It didn't even pass to him.
no, exactly. If you've done anything to your hamstring, you are
uh,
not making that run. So
no, definitely not. I think
I think he'll be fine.
he should be okay. He's flagged on the FPL website, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't let that
flagged as a
worry you.
knock. Like they've just
Yeah,
gone on reports, haven't they? But I think he'll be fine. I'd be very
yeah,
surprised to see him miss out this weekend.
agreed.
Um, I think that's probably enough coverage for the games, mate. So should we come on to how we did in our teams?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll start. 64 points for me.
Nice,
Most of those, well, 43 of those from Mo Salah and Ronaldo, which
decent.
is mad. And then the rest of my team did basically Rafinha aside, fuck all.
Yeah.
Huang got 1 point, Gallagher got one, Livramento one. Ben White came in for James, who obviously didn't play. A lot of big hitters like Alexander Arnold, Cancelo, James obviously not playing, but
Yeah.
yeah, letting the side down. And yeah, I've got a red arrow, which is a bit disappointing. It's not a huge red arrow. It's down from 594k to 621k.
That's not
So
bad.
just got to hope to bounce back at the weekend, really.
Yeah, definitely. On Reece James, I think Tuchel said in his press conference that he should be fit for the weekend. So obviously, if
Yeah,
you are on James, it's definitely a hold. For me, my team sounds a very similar story to you, mate. I got 61 points. I had 3 returners, and that was Jota, Salah, and Rafinha. That was it. All the rest was 2s and 1s across the board. It was a slight red arrow, 5k drop down to 16k. So I can't complain. Hoping, moving forward into this week, looks a better set of fixtures on paper. Hopefully there should be some clean sheets in there. Obviously like Arsenal play Everton, Liverpool go to Wolves, City have got Watford. So hopefully in there, and that's probably the reason why I'm rolling the transfer. I think I might genuinely play a 5-3-2 again. It worked a few weeks ago. And Jimenez is always there. People might say you never bench a striker, but with the form that Liverpool are in, and the fact that Wolves are struggling to score, I genuinely think Livermento's got more of a chance of getting points than Jimenez this week. So I'm going to play him.
yeah, I agree with that. That's fair enough.
Right then, I think that draws the podcast to an end, mate, because people have got no doubt other things to be doing, and it's likely if you're listening to this on Saturday morning, very close to the deadline as well. So get those teams locked in, folks, and we will catch you next week. It's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Cheers, guys.